Everyone, welcome to my How to Write a Book series. This is part 10, which is actually going to be close to the end. So if you are just joining for the first time, I do recommend going and checking out part 1 and then working your way through my videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hope E. Davis, and I am an author of 7 books to date, with another one on the way in 2025. 4 of them are thrillers, and 3 are romanticises. So I have a wide range of genres, and I'm very passionate about helping new authors publish their book. This series is very basic, meaning it's best for authors who haven't published before at all. If you have published before, it could still be helpful, but just know that I'm giving a lot of really basic guidance, and you might need more specific guidance if you've published in the past. Today, we are going to be talking about formatting. By now, you should have a fully written manuscript and you should have a cover either designed by yourself or picked out or designed for you. Um, and this is the part where we kind of bring everything together. Books need to be formatted a certain way to be uploaded on websites like Amazon, Draft Digital, basically in Ingram, anywhere you plan to upload your book, you will need a specific format for it. Personally, I format all my books with Vellum, which is a very good program. It is only for Macs, and it is $300, but I do all my own formatting, and a formatter will cost you upwards of $100. So if you can't afford a formatter, then it is probably just better for you to save and buy the software. There is an alternative that's a bit cheaper for Windows, and that is Atticus. Unfortunately, I have never used Atticus. I have a lot of friends who use it. However, it seems the updates have not been keeping up with the level of technology, and a lot of authors have begun complaining about Atticus. So, my number one recommendation is if you have a Windows computer, is to hire a formatter. Personally, I do offer formatting services at a budget for indie authors. I charge $100 for both a paperback and a digital version of your book. This is the lowest price I've ever seen. If you know somewhere lower, please recommend it in the comments. I am totally happy to work with everyone's budget. So that's the kind of low end option if you have a Windows. There are also formatters on Reedsy, Upwork, and other gig websites, or Fiverr even, that you can hire maybe for a bit less. I know on Reedsy I paid $300 for a format back in the day. It was very well done. But yeah, it was $300. So again, if you have a Mac, I really recommend buying Vellum and learning the program yourself. I personally offer Vellum classes. They are $30. If you would like to try to learn Vellum, just let me know. I find it pretty easy to use, but I know not everyone has the same tech background that I do, and that you might need some guidance. Um, so, I, what we've done so far is if you've got money and a Windows computer, please hire someone to format. If you've got a Mac, I recommend getting Vellum yourself and learning to format. However, what if none of those are true? What if you have a Windows and you don't have any money? There are YouTube videos that can help you format in Word or Google Docs. I have done this before myself as well. I actually formatted my first 2 books on my own. Um, it was very stressful. It was very hard. I made a lot of mistakes. I had to go back a lot of times. I probably spent 4 to 5 hours on formatting and correcting all of my 2 first books on my own before I bought Vellum. And this is the reason I don't genuinely recommend this. It is an option though if you don't have any money. Just know that the amount of time you will spend on that, it might be better for you to take some extra hours at work if that's possible for you and hire someone. Formatting can be the bane of the existence of a lot of authors because formatting is one of those things that I think the minute someone opens a book, it will be very off putting if it is not done well. I have a few examples of some bad indie formatted books. I have gone back actually and redone all mine with Vellum now that I have a subscription. But if you are curious, just let me know. Um, it is an option. That's what I want everyone here to know, is that it is an option to format your own books. Just know that it's extremely difficult. When you format, I highly recommend doing paperback and digital. For paperback, you will need to know the trim size of your book as well as the number of pages your book will have. Um, Formatting will let you know this. You can tell a cover designer. Um, but yeah, once you have a formatted book, you are basically almost there. It is worth noting that there are different formats for different digital sites. I know that it's Mobi files, I believe, for Kobo. but you need EPUB for Amazon. I think Nook takes a different one, and I do believe Apple Books takes a different one yet. So this is worth discussing with your formatter, which formats you will get. This is a conversation that we'll have to kind of bleed into our next video, as we have to discuss where you're going to publish, on what platforms, and what the benefits of certain ones are. And that is something that I will get into in parts 11 and 12, which will likely be the last of this series. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about formatting, please let me know in the comments.